Trump supporters are starting to realize that they messed up after voting for Trump. When they go to the grocery store and they see the grocery prices, that's when they realize, I think I messed up. If you're brand new to the channel and you don't know anything about me, my name is YT Wake 'em Up. I don't do politics. I don't care about politics. It's two parties controlled by the same devil that got the same agendas in play for the world, to destroy it and destroy us as a people, to divide and conquer. But look, we're not going to get too deep on this platform. Family, you already know what to do. And if you're brand new, 2 thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe and ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get into it.
I'd rather have Trump as a dictator than Biden any day. It's kind of obvious who knows what they're doing. There is no dictatorship with Trump.
I'd rather have Trump as a dictator. There's no dictatorship with Trump.
What? What are you talking about, man?
He cares. He's for America.
Trump wins, will you accept the results?
Of course.
If Kamala wins, will you accept the results?
No.
If you don't like it, don't come here to protest. Don't come if you're uneducated and you don't know what you're talking about.
You would rather they just didn't come here?
I would rather them not come here.
Are you a fan of the First Amendment?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, the right to bear arms. Look, this is...
That's not the First Amendment.
No, the Fourth Amendment, but I'm saying...
That's not the Fourth Amendment either.
Which one is it?
And they don't know our American history and our values.
Nor do they respect it.
So when he says poisoning our country, it sounds harsh. It sounds much nicer in the original German.
Yeah.
That Trump is made about women, grab them by the pussy, you could do whatever you want. Like, do those bother you? Do those affect you at all?
I don't bother me.
Just want to check.
LGBTQ, you know, I mean, I think they're garnering a lot of attention that is unwarranted. I mean, they're 1% of the population. So why are we reaching out and doing all this for 1% of the population?
I guess because it's 1% of the population.
I didn't care how things were affecting others until it affected me. Am I proud of that? No. We live in a very cruel world, and sometimes the only way to survive is by being selfish. We are all just out here trying to survive as best we can. And although we may have good intentions and we may be empathetic and we may be compassionate, we will always put ourselves first because we have to survive. And if that means making a mistake in my vote or maybe putting my trust in the wrong person like I did, then that's what it means. I will always put the betterment of my family and vote in ways that I think will help my family above anyone else.
Here's the problem with voting for your self-interest. I understand Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When you're on the bottom and none of your needs are fulfilled, you can only think of yourself. But here's the problem with that, is you voted for your self-interest. So did everybody else in the Republican Party. Think about that for a minute. You voted for your self-interest, but you don't have anything. Like, you don't have anything. Like, that's what it is. But other people, rich people, they have a lot. So of course they're gonna vote for their self-interest because they have something. You don't. You need the tribe, right? The socialized healthcare, the socialized dental care, schools, firefighters, police officers, all socialized systems. Is it clicking? Yeah. You voted against the tribe. You know, humans didn't make it on their own. We always existed in a tribe, taking care of each other. You could only take care of yourself if you have something, and you don't have shit.
It did start off with the 12 tribes. We always had the communal aspect. And still to this day, in third world countries, they kind of operate like that. And in America, you know, those ethnicities that, y'all know what I'm talking about, the ones that are not black or white, they come out here and they flourish because they have their tribe. They got their people. They have the communal aspect and they still work together. They build their own grocery stores, their own businesses, their own everything. And they spend money within their communities, not outside of their communities. Black Americans and the white Americans. We don't do that. I'm gonna call it for what it is. If you're not here to hear the truth, then you might as well get off this video right now. That's one thing about me. I'm gonna tell you the real. Don't care how you feel.
Sad day in America when all we can afford is some ground beef. Work 40 hours all week and can't even afford a steak. Something going on. Come on now, Trump. Help us out.
Oh, hey there, bud. I almost missed you. Couldn't hear you over the sound of me munching on my steak. Yeah, it seems kind of interesting. It looks like you're asking for socialism to reach.
Wait. And I'm not going to keep pausing it, but this is mad funny that he did that right there. Look, though, hold on. Same thing I'm having tonight. Little ribeye, but you know, got that con too. I can't hear y'all over this steak. That's funny. That's literally dinner tonight. And I'm gonna be real. This is the second time we had steak this week. That's not a flex. It's just when you make the right decisions, you don't gotta worry about these world struggles that these politicians are bringing upon. It's all about the decisions you make, where you invest your money. It don't matter what president is in there. Either way, they're not gonna really help you. They're about self. Trump already rich, so he's in there for power.
Out to the government to help you because you don't have steak money. You only have ground beef money. But you know what? Maybe you should try something. I have a strategy. Why don't you try pulling yourself up by your bootstraps? I think that might help you because isn't that what MAGA has said forever is get off the government tee, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Like, why don't you, sir, just work harder? Why don't you just work more? Why don't you work harder? Because I guarantee, according to your logic, if you work harder, you too will be able to have steak money and not rely on just eating ground beef. But, is that not possible? I bet if I ask you, you'd say you already work hard enough. I bet you'd actually say something along the lines of, I worked my ass off. Well, that's because that's what this country is. So many people are struggling right now to make ends meet. And it doesn't matter how hard they're working. It doesn't matter if they have one job or two or a side hustle or whatever the case may be. People are struggling to have the steak money. That is the point. But you cannot tell me in one breath, socialism is bad, don't go to the government, pull yourself by the bootstraps, and then come on this app and say, Daddy Trump, will you please help me? Will you please help me? I work so hard, I'm so hungry, I want some steak money. And that's not how it works. Maybe find those bootstraps and work a little harder at pulling yourself up by them.
It's funny. Every election season, there's a group of people who swear they're taking their country back. And then a few years later, they're on Facebook and TikTok posting tear-soaked apologies about how they didn't know it would be like this. Well, here we are, MAGA regretting their vote while the cost of living crisis chews through paychecks like a paper shredder. Groceries cost more than rent used to. Healthcare is getting ripped away from people who need it most, and somehow the Make America Great Again crowd didn't see this coming. Now the same folks who laughed at warning signs are out here wondering why their insulin tripled in price and why a dentist visit now requires a small bank loan. We're going to roll these clips, let them speak for themselves, and then we'll talk about why this was the most predictable train wreck in modern politics.
Voted for Trump and I'm sorry. I am uneducated. I grew up in public school system. I believed anything a teacher and a principal told me, and I didn't question it, and I walked in a straight line, and I didn't use critical thinking skills, okay? I didn't read Project 2025. I have a disabled child. I'm a single mom of 3. I believed what he said in his campaigns, and I fucked up, and I'm sorry, okay? Now, we're wanting accountability across the board. It starts with the people like me that made a mistake. I'm admitting it. The first step to progressing in anything is admitting that there is a problem. There was a problem in my judgment. I did not do my due diligence in my research, and I voted in a system that I had not enough awareness and knowledge of until shit started hitting the fan. So if you come for me in the comments and you start all of this hatred, because what we have right now are the people that voted for Trump and that are hiding and that they don't agree, like me.
Yeah, they're silent. I said that on my last video. They silent. They quiet now. They're not saying a thing. So I rock with that. I rock with the fact that she's coming on and saying, you know what, I was wrong. I didn't do my due diligence and do any research. I just followed the herd. I didn't pay attention to what I was seeing with my eyes, and I listened to what I heard. You see what I'm saying? You see how I did that? But for real, the first step is admitting it, and it's a lot of admitting that needs to go on. Don't have cognitive dissonance. Don't let this man lie to you and you believe the lie, because that's what he's doing. And a lot of people are believing the lie when it's right in front of their eyes and it's apparent that that man is selling the country out.
I was until I'm making this video right now. And then we have the people that didn't vote, and then we have the people that voted for someone else, okay? And then most of all, what we have are citizens of the United States, we the people, complaining that this administration needs to take accountability. We start by leading by example.
Imagine bringing your side project to life. just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Hold on, what did you just say about Trump?
I said, Trump's a fucking liar. Inflation's going up. Gas prices hasn't really come down that much. Eggs, that's the funny one. The eggs. I'm mad. And I'm a mega man. Okay? I don't see anything he's done.
So is it safe to say that the illusion has faded?
I think it has, yes. You know, I was for him because, you know, everything he said, you know, he played right into my hands. He just told us everything we wanted to hear. That's what he did. I can't even stand to look at him because, you know, he's just he's a con. He's a flat ass, nothing but a fucking con. You know, they all the right side, they say, oh yeah, the Biden side was so bad. Well, what's so good about the right side? He brags about doing something with our economy, but I haven't seen anything happen yet.
He's making it worse.
I haven't seen anything happen yet. That big beautiful bill is going to add, they say $2.5 trillion. It's going to add about $4 trillion to the debt.
Right. So you're adding to the debt, but you were supposed to be saving money for the U.S. economy. You were supposed to be making all these changes to do savings, but you added to the debt clock. You made inflation worse. We're about to be going into hyperinflation before he's out of office. The dollar will hyperinflate. These peace deals are going to fail. Layoffs have skyrocketed. There are no new jobs. What happened to the new jobs that he promised? They're being taken away. But hey, every politician lies, in my opinion. I don't care if it's Obama. I don't care if it's Kamala. I don't care if it's Trump. I don't care if it's Biden. I don't care which president it was or is. They're all full of it. What president has made your life substantially better? You tell me that.
Big beautiful bill. Oh, what a joke. Remember what happened in the 80s with trickle-down economics? Yeah. The filthy rich got richer, and us guys that worked for a living paid more taxes.
Your kids will never be able to go to college, but at least the billionaires get tax cuts.
Let's go!
Billionaires! Billionaires!
You know what shocks me the most about Trump supporters, or MAGA in general? The fact that they actually think Trump lied to them. Like, no, this man told you exactly what he was going to do. Project 2025 wasn't...
That's true. I'm going to let him finish. That's true. Maybe I should change my approach too. But he's lying on TV. This is where I say he's lying. He's lying when he gets up there and talks. But you're right. You got to follow their action. Actions speak louder than words. So you got to follow their actions. Project 2025, but we could go into Project 2030. That's been signed in 1992 at the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. 92. So this is why I say no matter what president got in there, they're all fulfilling this agenda. One step closer, each president that comes into office. This is something they've been working on. But I'm going to let him finish, though. He's right. It's not like Trump is lying because he told you the 2025 agenda and the 2030 agenda. You're right.
Hidden in some secret vault. It was right there, public, an open book test. And still, folks acted like they had no idea. Now they're crying foul because, surprise, he's doing exactly what he said he would. The problem is, people don't read. Yeah. Or, as one girl admitted in a clip earlier, I was uneducated. Yeah, we can tell. And if you've been paying attention, none of this is shocking. People like Richard Wolff, actual economics professors, have been screaming about this for years, warning that Trump only cares about himself, billionaires, and whoever serves his purpose, or the people he works for in the Israeli government. And still, a big chunk of America didn't listen. Look around since he's been in office. Tariffs crushing small businesses, grocery prices shooting up like a bad stock gamble, people literally deciding if they're buying milk or meat this week. And healthcare? Good luck. Folks are losing coverage right when they need it most. Prescription prices have gone from, wow, that's high, to, do I need to sell my car to stay alive? And the worst part, he was asked about the recession, about the real pain people are feeling. And his response was basically, it's fine, nothing bad is going to happen. Like, I'm not even making that up. But sure, let's pretend this all came out of nowhere. Let's act like nobody saw the storm clouds, even though they were flashing neon warnings for years. Anyway, Let's roll the rest of the clips so you can see just how deep this hole is.
Okay, what the fuck is going on with food right now? This is literally 93.7. It's all organic or whatever, all grass-fed for $10.49 a fucking pound. That's ridiculous. Even down here for $85.15, it's more. It's $11.50. And you know that's organic or whatever. It's still, you have 96.4 for $8 a fucking pound. What the fuck's going on?
This coffee right here at Costco has more than doubled in price in the last 6 months. I know firsthand because I've been buying this coffee for the last 5 years. Super, super depressing because I actually love that coffee. It's like the best dark roast they had here, and it was such a good deal for the longest time at $9.99. These same mixed nuts right here, I was buying a few months ago for $12.99. We're talking about 50 to 100% price increases on these items. You guys probably know my two favorite things from Costco are the coffee and the nuts, so this is hitting me hard. So many imported products like the oil they have here, the rice they have down there, are seeing astronomical increases in price because of these tariffs. It's specifically because of these tariffs, because I've tracked these prices for a long time, and a lot of these prices at Costco are still going down. Now, Brazil produces more coffee than any other country in the world, and they just got hit on Wednesday with 50% tariffs, and Trump says they might even go higher. For most items here at the grocery store, even ones that are imported like bananas or cocoa or something like that, the price increases have seemed negligible. And the sad part is, even if the tariffs went away tonight, I bet the prices would not go down. Now, what are you guys seeing the biggest price increases on?
All grocery shoppers, listen up. Tomorrow, everything goes up 10 to 50% from the tariffs. If it's, you already know, from wine to fruits to meats, everything, 10 to 50% up is what the percentage is. So if you're a grocery shopper, I would stock up today on if you're a soda drinker or any type of liquors, wines that you like, cheeses, meats, anything that can be frozen, I would stock up today because as of tomorrow, everything goes up 10% to 50%. Things are about to be extremely expensive, and I have a feeling it's going to be cheaper to go out and eat. And I hate saying that, but in some cases it may be true. I kind of want to know what everyone thinks. What are we going to do with these grocery prices? I don't know.
People are going to have to start to come together. I see this in the near future. More communes being established where people are going to have to bring their resources and put them together. Grow a garden. Learn to grow your own fruits and vegetables. If you like chicken, get you some chickens or whatever type of meat that you want. Everybody are going to have to pull their resources together, work together, build together in order to stay alive. It's going to be the Hunger Games. We one EMP or one blackout away. And we know, if we've been paying attention to the World Economic Forum, we know before Klaus Schwab stepped down, he said that one is underway. And it hasn't happened yet. We've just seen test runs of them showing our cell phone systems failing. You know, Facebook and all of Telegram and social media platforms going down. The emergency systems being installed on our phones so that when it does happen, they can let us know. We've seen all of these tests, but we've yet to see the blackout. So we know that's coming. But it's time to come together. Work together, shop together, support one another.
People aren't spending any money anymore. They just don't have it. Do you have it? Do you have the money to go out right now and take a vacation? Because I don't have it. A lot of people don't have it anymore. Disneyland numbers are down. Mm-hmm. All the airlines, their numbers are plummeting right now. A lot of the airlines are in serious trouble right now. But the money's just not there. I'm sitting in front of a restaurant right now that usually has a waiting line that you have to go into. 6 months ago, you had to wait to get in there. Now, I can walk right up to the counter, order my food, sit down, a couple minutes. The people just don't have extra expendable money. You go to the grocery store, you're going to spend $200 for 3 people. Who spends less than $100 in a week? Do you spend less than $100 a week? No. Please like, share, and repost this, but the money's just not there anymore. Return on investment to go to work, just not there anymore. The only people that are spending the big money inside the grocery store are the people with the cards. And I ain't got one. Do you got one?
Yeah. Speaking of people not traveling no more, the airlines being empty, basically, y'all know that Spirit is going out of business. Spirit Airlines is about to go out of business. The tourism industry is suffering this year. He said cards. Do you have any cards? See, this is why I recommend using OPM, building your credit and leveraging it so that you can do the things that you want to do or that you like to do. You can get travel points, the whole nine, right? Get free groceries or a free vacation if you get enough points and so forth. This is just one. He said, do you got them? Yeah. I have multiple though. This is one of them. Knowledge is power. Do what those that are rich are doing. Become a producer, not a consumer. Lower your consumerism. Live more frugal if you can. Save to invest. Get you some credit cards. That way you have a cushion. If you don't have savings, then you at least have a cushion on your credit card. You can defer your payments, meaning like you could charge something now and then pay on it later. But make sure you have the money to pay it off so that you don't get in a financial burden. That's all. But you also could take these and invest too and build another stream of income, build some type of generational wealth. You got to know what to put them into. But that's the minor part. That's minute.
Fuck. What the fuck? $17.49 for one can of coffee in America. This used to be $11.99 a month and a half ago. Yeah. Are we gonna go uncaffeinated in America? Because of what the fuck? What the fuck? $17.49 for one.
If you think feeding your family is expensive now, just wait. So ground beef just hit its highest price ever in American history. The thing that most of us rely on for burgers, tacos, and spaghetti night, it's becoming a luxury. And it's not stopping here. The experts say that the prices are going to keep on going up and up. Why? Well, it's a couple of things. You got a mix of drought, high feed costs, reduced cattle supply, and corporate consolidation. That means fewer options, higher prices, and families having to make more tough decisions at the grocery store. Right. Even basic meals are turning into a budget challenge. And remember, this is not just about beef. This is about the cost of living. It's another reminder that the average family is being priced out of normalcy. You're not crazy for noticing everything feels harder lately, because it is. And what's being done about it? Not much. Nothing. Big corporations are raking in profits while you're deciding between milk and meat for the week. So next time you hear someone say the economy is doing great, I want you to ask yourself something. Great for who? Because it damn sure ain't the family that's trying to make tacos stretch for a week.
Well, the big beautiful bill just passed. Thank you, God. This country was getting way too fucking free. At least now the federal government can monitor and survey every single thing I do with AI and facial recognition and drones. Do you know how hard life has been without that? At least public funding is getting cut and healthcare is going to get streamlined, which means less coverage than there already is. At least poor people will die faster because they can't afford healthcare. At least schools will finally be safer. No, not from guns. Those are still allowed in there, but at least they won't have to talk about diversity or black people anymore. At least asylum seekers will finally get fast-tracked to deportation. Yeah, bro, this is the safest country on earth, but only if you're born here. At least when my health problems are misdiagnosed, I can blame it on a computer rather than a person. At least rich people finally get to be richer. Oh my God, do you know how hard they've had it? At least the federal government has way more power than ever before, because who the fuck wants to be free anyways? And finally, half the American workforce will finally be replaced by AI. Thank you, God. Who needs a living wage? What a beautiful country. Who would want to live here?
$17.33. That's how much I paid today for this coffee. I'm here and I'm just adding some numbers together and doing my budget, because you know what, today I asked my husband, where's the money? We're making the best we've ever made. Both earners, both incomes, good incomes and everything, and we don't have money. We're living paycheck to paycheck basically. So I put the numbers together and I decided to look at my budget. On June the 2nd, 2023, and I'm going to try to insert somewhere here the photo I took a shot of, how much I paid for it. On June the 2nd, 2023, the same exact coffee was $9.92. It's almost doubled in 2 years. Of course, my salary hasn't doubled. My income has not doubled. It went up a little bit, but certainly nowhere near that. And I don't know where my money goes. Every month, I'm struggling.
Ask yourself this, because you're probably in the same boat. How is it that I'm making the most money that I ever made, and I'm struggling the most that I've ever struggled? Ask yourself that. If you don't know the answer, then do some self-reflection, do some deep thinking, and figure out, how did we get here? This is for the MAGA people, if you're watching. Like I said, I don't care about either side. Y'all know me, I don't care about politics. I pay attention to the agendas. I gave y'all the two most important, really the most important. They talked about the 25 agenda, Agenda 2025. I'm talking about Agenda 2030. That's the real one. The one world government, one world religion, one world currency. We already see the AI agenda is all through the big, beautiful bill. It's getting crazy. It's not time to be asleep. It's time to stay focused. And clearly, if you're making the most money that you've ever made and struggling the most, then what you're doing is not working. You have to do something else. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is the definition of insanity. It's a lot of insane people, a lot of insane Americans. They just think one day it's going to go back to how it used to be. No, that's over. That is over. That old world that you once knew was over is never coming back. I'm going to leave y'all with that. Family, I appreciate you for watching if you made it to the end. Of course, you're listening to this right now, so this is for you if you made it to the end. I appreciate you. Peace to my Hebrew fam. Shalom. I will catch y'all on the next one.